Hi again, everyone. Dr. Nick here. This is the explanation of the day one exercise routine, which is a strength day for those who are 65 years of age and older, is who it's aimed for. Now, you don't need anything apart from a chair and a bit of space and a spot on the wall that you can put your arms back against the wall, a bit of free space, or worst case scenario, the back of a door. But a wall would work well. That's all you need. So perhaps what I'll do is I'm going to explain to you what we're going to do. Maybe a good idea to write this program down just so that you remember to exactly what you're going to be doing. And then I'm going to go over the exercise to make sure that you're doing them properly. So this is what you'll be doing. You'll be doing chair squats. You'll be doing wall push-ups. You'll be doing wall angels, and you'll be doing a carry, which I'll explain what that means in a moment. So this basically includes the muscle groups that you should be using on a daily basis for general health and life. You're pushing, you're pulling, you're lifting, and you're carrying things. Those are the basic fundamental movements, and that's the purpose of why I chose those exercises. They'll also help make sure your bone density stays strong, which is also very important as well. And also will help with balance the more stronger your legs are. However, that being said, we'll do a bit more balanced stuff in the day 2 exercise program anyways. So with let me explain how much of these exercises you're going to do, and then I'll go over the exercises themselves. So all of these, you're going to do 3 sets of 10. And what that means is you're going to do 10 squats, 10 wall push-ups, 10 wall angels, and in the carry you're not doing that 10 times, but ideally be doing about 10 meters. And you're going to repeat that cycle 3 times. Okay, so hopefully you've got that written down. And now I'll explain to you what the exercises are and how you're going to do them properly. So let's start with the air squat or the chair squat. And I'm just going to bring this down a little bit more so that you can see. Okay, so ideally get a chair, put it up against the wall so that way it's nice and stable, it won't slide away on you. And what you want to do is, first off, put your feet shoulder width apart, or even a smidgen wider, but shoulder width apart, not any closer, okay? And what I want you to do is you're going to put your hands out in front of you, and you're going to bring your bum back until you're touching the chair, and then coming right back up again. So the key important factors here is don't let your knees go past your toes. I'm not doing this. I'm sticking my bum out. You'll notice my bum almost goes on a 45-degree angle so that my bum touches the chair, and then right back up. My upper body stays mostly upright. It'll bend a little bit forward, but the focus on the way up is to drive with your legs. Push, you'll notice my legs, my hips are pushing forward. That's what lifts me up. Now, if you find this hurts your back, your knees, what I want you to do is concentrate on a couple extra things. Like I said before, make sure your feet are shoulder width apart and spread the floor with your feet. You'll find that you're using these buttock muscles a little bit more, spreading the floor. As you go down, spread the floor with your feet, pushing your knees out, your feet out as you go up. And that will oftentimes get rid of any extra pressure in the knees and back, and you'll find that that goes away. Now, a couple of ways you can make this more difficult is that you can come down, and as soon as your bum touches the seat, you can basically jump up. You're not necessarily jumping up, but squatting up quickly. So down, up. Or you could go make it easier. You don't have to go all the way down if you can't yet. Just go down as low as you're able to, and then back up. So that's how you can make that a bit easier or a little bit more hard. If you've got the energy in you and you're feeling really good, you can even literally jump up in the air and get more drive through the legs. It just depends on where you're at with your level of fitness and strength. Now, one extra thing you can actually do to make this squat a bit harder, which incorporates a bit more upper body strength, is to press your hands, put both hands palm down, one on top of each other, and it doesn't look like I'm doing anything, but push them. This hand pushes up, this hand pushes down, as hard or as easy as you want to, while you're squatting. And you'll find that you're using a lot of shoulder muscles and back muscles in the act of pushing into your hands, and that can just increase the level of muscles you're using and strengthening. You're doing 10 squats, remember, so I would do 5 with one hand over the other and then 5 the other way around. Alright, so that's the squats. The wall push-ups. So here, I'll just move this camera over a little bit more. Pull these chairs out of the way. Again, this will vary a lot from person to person, but wall push-ups will be the simplest thing. The most difficult would be to do them on the ground off your toes or off the ground off your knees. And then from there you could do it potentially off the counter, like your kitchen counter, which is a little bit easier than on the ground, or the easiest would be up against the wall. So putting your hands out, feet further away from the wall, and you're just going to bring your body down so your nose touches the wall and push back up. Perfect. Now if you want to make it a little bit more difficult, what you can do is you spring yourself back up into a standing position. And it just makes the exercise a little bit more difficult. You're using your muscles a little bit harder. And then from there, if you're finding that's quite easy, then I move on to the kitchen counter, or just progress as is required. So again, you're doing 10 of those, and then you're moving on to wall angels. Now, wall angels, it seems like an easy exercise, but honestly it's as hard or as easy as you make it to be. What you're doing here is you're putting your heels up against the wall, you're putting your arms up against the wall as much as you're able to. Keep your bum, your back, your upper back, your head all up against the wall, and you're sliding up and down. Now if you've got lots of space, you can have your arms wide open if you want, and going all the way up like an actual angel goes. If you find that's a bit difficult, or for space, you can have your elbows bent and going all the way up like that. Now this is where it can become a bit more of a strength exercise, is you push your arms into the wall as much or as little as you want to. Now remember, you're doing 10 of these, so my suggestion would be maybe push back into the wall about 60-70% maximum of your maximal effort. So it would be pushing into the wall with my elbows, pushing back in there, and my arms the whole way up and down. That's 1. That's 2, and I would keep doing that up to 10 of them. And you should be feeling that in these muscles back here. Alright, so the last one is a carry for 10 meters. So a carry, ideally is for a couple of different reasons, but also just to keep working on your grip strength, which is really important for a whole pile of things in functional day-to-day life. So what you would do is whatever you've got at home that you can carry that's a reasonable weight. So for example, what's a reasonable weight? Let's say 5 kilos, anywhere between 5 to 10 kilos. Just again, depending on your level of strength and fitness. Whether you decide to use a grocery bag and you shove some potatoes in there or some cans, whether you've got a big container of vinegar, whether you've got a jug of water, like a 5-liter jug of water from the garden, or a 10-liter jug of water from the garden, that's 10 kilos. So what you do is we're going to carry it just in the one hand, and you just walk up and down the hallway of your house, or if you've got a backyard, get outside, get some sunshine for 10 meters with it in one arm and 10 meters with it in the other arm. And then you're finished your 4 exercises, and you repeat the whole thing over a second time, and then you repeat the whole thing over a third time. And you've covered all the major muscle groups, including your grip strength, and that's it for the day. Perfect. Now, the only thing I didn't touch on, which is important, is what should you do for a warm-up before all of this. So ideally what I would do is you just want to get some blood flowing through your body to get warmed up, especially as winter comes on. So what I would do to get some blood flowing a bit through you is honestly just walking on the spot with your knees high and your arms up. You can even bring your arms right up to the ceiling, but at least to here. Do that for about 30 seconds. And then you go through the exercises we did, but you're only doing a few of each of them to warm up those different muscle groups. So for example, we started with squats. So you do 3 squats. 1, 2, 3. Do 3 wall push-ups. 1, 2, 3. And just do very lightly, pushing back into the wall. 3 wall angels. Don't worry about the carry for your warm-up. And then you go again. 30 seconds walking on the spot, 3 squats, 3 wall push-ups, 3 wall angels, and then a third time, walk on the spot, 30 seconds, 3 push-ups, 3 squats, 3 wall push-ups, and 3 wall angels. So you've done 3 cycles, warmed up, heart should be pumping a little bit, muscles should be warmed up, and now you can start the whole strength program. Hopefully that is beneficial for you guys. If you've got questions, send an email to the office, and I'd be more than happy to answer any of those questions.